Hello and welcome back to Rimworld and the Chronicles of Rimmick, episode 19. My name is Barbinger. Last episode was a spectacle of mental breaks, but we managed to complete battery research and defend our little home on the ice. Today we inch ever so close to a functional greenhouse against the backdrop of a bitter winter cold. As cold as it is, our enemies do not hesitate to attack us, and will be forced to defend ourselves. Our first event will be a pod crash. Unfortunately for Anastasia, they haven't got a chance against minus 80 degrees Celsius. They'd freeze before we could get them back to the shelter. Matt and Rimmick head out to do some more steel mining. Rimmick, having the warmest parka, is able to reach the ship chunks to the northwest. We need components and steel in equal measure. Rimmick plays raw food roulette and this time loses. She'll be suffering with food poisoning for the next while. She's our most productive member, so this is quite a setback, of course. She'll be moving too slow to accomplish much, so decides to stay indoors for now. Matt does his best, filling in for construction duty. Rowan leaves her catatonic state from last episode. He finds a good condition duster and adds it to our pile of goodies. Rowan also tries to help, but is already in minor hypothermia and needs to get back to shelter. Another pod crash. This time it's the killer unit. Nothing to do but take their clothes and throw them in the cave. They actually have some decent clothing this time, and we'll take all of it. Unable to handle food poisoning on top of everything else, Rimmick slips into a catatonic state. Hopefully the other two can hold down the fort. Matt puts Rimmick into bed before heading off to drink a beer. Too late. Matt himself goes into a break before he can drink it. This time he's lost in a daze. Thankfully it's not another corpse obsession. As a mixed blessing, Matt collapses in a state of hypothermia. He's unconscious for now, but he leaves his days early and still gets a mood boost from catharsis. Thankfully, no lost toes this time. It's Rowan to the rescue. She climbs over the spike traps because she's still restricted to indoors and takes the shortest possible path. This was an oversight. No lost toes, but he does have frostbite, and this time it gets infected. Rowan will treat him with regular medicine. We get a 10 quality of 40%. That might be just enough. We'll keep an eye on it. It's time for his second treatment. Rowan decides not to use medicine this time since the immunity is already winning out significantly. She gets a 10 quality of 28%. Not fantastic, but probably good enough. Matt remains restricted to bed. A couple of days have now passed, and Rimmick comes out of her catatonic state, her food poisoning having worked itself out as well. Rimmick already has to repair a downed wind turbine despite not getting any practical use out of it yet. We have a good supply of components for now at least. Matt has reached 96% immunity, outpacing the infection considerably. It goes to show that the earliest treatment is the most important one to use medicine on. A raid of 3 attackers has arrived from Sway Pact, not far from Rimmick hauling steel. They are attacking immediately. They have a couple of capable melee attackers and a ranged attacker with a skill of 1. Take note of this fact for later. Rowan heads inside for a quick warm-up while Rimmick goes for their sniper rifle. It looks like they're already upon us, so we head out again right away. Rowan takes cover behind a steel wall, while Rimmick heads around back to take a shot at the melee. Rowan gets one hit on the ranged attacker before they can take cover. Rimmick lines up a shot on one of the melee attackers. She hits them, slowing them down, but then heads back inside. Then, the low-skill ranger scores a hit against full cover. And another hit. Rowan already has 3 heavy bleeds. Then a third hit, which is thankfully deflected by armor. Now they hit Rimmick, who is also behind full cover. What incredible luck. The ranger tries to follow, but meets the business end of the spike trap. The remaining 2 appear to be going for the wind turbines, but Rimmick has to mend Rowan, who is bleeding heavily. Rimmick sends Matt out to at least distract them, since he's overcome his infection. He's distracted one of them. Matt gets a hit, and now Rimmick is going in for the kill. And kill she does. The third merc will now be running for the exit. We'll try to cut them off despite our extreme break risks. It looks like they may get away. Rimmick takes a long shot. It's a miss. We're in full darkness right now. Matt takes a shot. It's another miss. Another whiff by Rimmick. Another miss by Matt. Rimmick misses again. Then Matt lines up a miracle shot with his revolver and they fall dead. As they're getting back from the fight and still in extreme break risk, 29 heaven-sent meals fall down at the northern edge of the ice sheet. This might be the edge we need to make progress without mental breaks. Can we get them without freezing or breaking? In the meantime, Rowan finds a Megasloth wool parka on one of the downed mercs, albeit tainted. She decides to put it on anyway. Warmth is king out here, especially in the winter. Matt goes to put on Rowan's synthread parka, but this is actually slightly less warm. Hindsight 2020. Wouldn't you know it, another corpse obsession for Matt. It's always Isaiah's for some reason. What are we gonna do with him? Rowan gets the job of burying them this time. About an hour later, Rowan goes catatonic. If we could just get those meals. Another 4 hours later, Matt comes out of their corpse obsession. At least they don't last long. Matt decides to make the trek to get as many meals as he can carry. We're interrupted by another raid. It's the killer unit this time, but with only two. One has good melee skills sporting a knife, but the other wields a gladius. The one with higher skill should freeze fairly quickly. A timely psychic soothe field occurs for Rowan and Rimmick. The killer unit begins their assault. Not enough to deal with yet? Here's a pod crash. It's also the killer unit. They have a warm shirt, but defense comes first. Rimmick and Matt are on the scene. Matt initially goes to protect the turbines, but they don't seem to be attacking those yet. Rimmick takes a shot and hits the gladius-wielding attacker. The other one has collapsed in the cold, but isn't dead yet. Rimmick misses the second shot. Matt moves up to help. With his second shot, Matt kills them instantly. With the other one passed out, the raid has been neutralized. Matt debates taking the Gladius or the very warm Megasloth wool tribal wear. Rimmick goes to construct the third turbine. Just then, Rowan catches the flu. Matt treats them with regular medicine. He's not taking chances this early. Now Rimmick wants to build another heater. This cold is really hard to overcome. Matt gets a 10 quality of 57% on Rowan's flu. That should give them a good head start. Rimmick grabs the warm tribal wear on the way home. With Rimmick building their first battery and Rowan fighting the flu, we'll bring this episode to a close. Once again, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to leave any feedback you might have about this video or the series as a whole. I'm always looking for ways to improve. But for now, be kind, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.